Most games fail for one reason. The idea explodes into 1,000 different small systems before anything fun even exists. In this episode, I'll cut a very popular build and manage everything idea into one small loop you can actually finish as your first game. So the idea that I have right here is going to be this physics heavy simulation game, kind of like City Skylines, where you build and manage a city basically. And also this is going to be 3D, like the overscope idea here. I really don't recommend you do 3D. You can make this, like you can have the logic, like the core loop in this, but you can make it in 2D and it's going to be so much simpler to do that. So that's the first thing we're going to do. It's just we're going to turn this into a 2D idea. So the description of this game is basically you zone districts, you lay roads and utilities, manage budgets and taxes, simulate traffic and services, respond to disasters, and expand the city while balancing growth, happiness, and infrastructure. So like even if you had 2 years, 3 years, and you're a solo developer and you try to make this game like a City Skylines to like clone, you would never be able to finish it. It's just so complex. But I still want to preserve a lot of the same, like the general idea where you build and manage the city. But I don't want to like balance like the growth and the happiness and like the infrastructure. I just want to focus on one thing. I think the most realistic is going to be to focus on traffic. I think that's easiest. So first of all, let's just write down the idea that I have. So as I said, this is going to be a 2D tile map city sim where you basically just manage your roads. So you can manage your roads, like the traffic in the game, and you can also like zone. So I think we're going to focus on these things, just the roads and the zoning, and then like the core like win and lose condition is going to be just on the roads themselves. So the zone is kind of like in supplement. So when you have traffic jams, for example, then you lose the game. So the core game is going to be based around the roads and like traffic. I'm also thinking like this game is obviously very physics heavy and also like very logically complex. There's a lot of like every single person in City Skylines, they have their own job, they have their own like home, they visit like things, tourists, like all these things. That's way too complex. So this is not going to be like physics heavy. We're not going to have any physics, but we're going to have no physics heavy sim, but we're just going to have like simple flow rules. So no real like physics engine. We're going to have one small neighborhood. So instead of like managing all these different districts and parts of the city, we're just going to focus on one small neighborhood, and we can still make an awesome game just around down. And then we focus on one problem. So instead of like you can build all these different things, as you can place there, we're just going to focus on one thing, and that's going to be to get people to work without there being traffic jams. So immediately this is like very cut out. This is much more realistic if you just made this, but we're going to elaborate on this idea. So how does this actually become a game? So I'm thinking the core loop is that you place it through few road tiles and zone tiles. So that's like the thing that you can place. You can place road and zone tiles. I have a reference image here, by the way, for what I was thinking immediately. So you can place these different road tiles, and you can also place these different house and job tiles. This is just AI, by the way, so don't mind there's two like traffic lights. The next is going to be to hit the run day to simulate a short commute cycle. So this is going to make the game very simple. Like you can literally just hit run day, you can hit pause, and you can hit reset. That's basically it. And in between these, you can place the different things. Then if you, for example, hit the run day and there's some traffic jams, for example, then you can see where the jams happen. Then you can change a few tiles, and then you can run again and try. So this is going to be like progressively harder because we're going to place more homes. So there's going to be more cars, and also the complexity just increases when you add more roads and more by nature. So there's not like, it's very easy. This is a very good idea, very easy to finish, but you're still going to preserve a lot of the different things or principles that you would in like a city simulator, like City Skylines. Let's say you can earn money, some money, each successful day to place more tiles. And then, okay, so I think maybe the progression, it should be that you can earn money to place different tiles, and then you can have scores. You can get like 1 score every time someone actually reaches their destination. The more houses you have, the more people are going to go to work, the more score you're going to have, and the longer you survive, also the more score you're going to have. because these people can get to their workplace, right? So I think that's going to be it. So we're just going to go all in on this idea. It's going to be endless. The levels, they become gradually harder. Then the least condition is going to be obviously there's like a traffic jam, too many commuters fail to reach work in a day. Then you can have like a different failure threshold, or like money hits 0, so you can't place more tiles. So for example, if you didn't get like any commuters to work, but there were also no traffic jams, or you spend too much money but it doesn't work, like then you can have like a loose condition out of that. The player action here is going to be that they're going to place the road, they're going to place the houses, and then they're going to place the job tiles. And something very important about this is that they're just going to be these three, nothing more. Okay, so in City Skylines there's like 1,000 different things that you can place, and that's like the core for the complexity. That's that you can place so many different things. When we just scope it down into 3, like even if you have one other thing to place here, which I think we're actually going to have, but it's not like going to be one like core thing. If we were to have like offices or something like that, that would immediately add to the complexity rather than just these 3. This is something you can make very easily, even as a beginner and even as your first game. I also think you should be able to place one like traffic tool. So this can be whatever you want in your game, but a stop sign, it can be a traffic light, or it can be a one-way road. For example, you can choose this yourself, and then you're going to like obviously hit run day, pause, reset. So what I usually say in these videos is that the less free the player is, the easier it is for you to finish. Like the less overscope the game idea is going to be, because you can be more strict about what you're going to add, what you're not going to add. If this were very free, for example, where you could, for example, just run the game infinitely, there will probably be a lot of different things that you'd need to think about. But when you can literally just hit run day, pause, reset, you could probably even like program specifically where the different cars are going to go, because it's so strict. So this is going to be much easier. Obviously don't do that, but I'm just giving you an example. The next thing is going to be the content limits. I'm thinking this is just one town map. That's going to be like, for example, 20 times 20. So this is not 20 times 20. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 5. I think 20 times 20. I think 20 times 20 is going to be the best. And then no expansion. Because if you add expansion, then it would add to the complexity a lot, and you also don't need more than 20 times 70. We can like embrace the minimalism here. So there's a lot of different games that do this, where like the charm of the game is that it is limited. If you just were to add like, you can get like to 100 times 100, that would kind of take away from the uniqueness of the game, like the tininess, like the vibe of the game, if this would like suddenly be 5 times bigger. But if you just have 20 times 20, you can make that like a core part of the game. Like, okay, yeah, the map is small, you need to make the best out of it. What score can you get with this small map, right? And then also, since it's like random, so you program this to be like slightly random, the games are going to be different each time. So it's going to be like the same game each time. I think this is going to be the best. It also makes like the high scores much easier to track. So when everyone is on the same map, everyone starts the same way, everyone like gets the same amount of money, there's no like upgrades, expansions, all these things. It's going to be much easier to like track the scores of the players as well. And then if the game goes a little viral, then obviously it's very fun to like track the different scores of the different players. Just to add to this content limits, we're just going to have one vehicle, so just one car. We're going to have one house, one job. This is something you can find online. No pedestrians. There's also going to be no pedestrians, so no one is going to walk by, things like that. The skybox there is just pure like light blue. No utilities like power, water, and also no like services or taxes. Like the idea of the game is that it's going to be simple, and that's like the idea of the game. So we don't want to add like all these different things. Like you might think when you're developing this game, like, okay, a pedestrian, that would make sense. They can do this, they can do X, they can do Y. Oh, power, that would be fun in this game. But the thing is, with these types of games that are simple and it's your first game, you should just go all in on the minimalism. So for this game, for example, don't add features and think that's going to make the big game better. Think, how can I change something? That's the only thing you should do. How can I change something to make this small game even better while keeping it small? And also you can think, what features should I remove, right? What should I remove? Don't think what can I add, think what can I remove. There's also going to be no disasters, no like happiness system, and no budget. You have your money obviously, but there's no like budget you need to allocate. There's just like coins per success, whatever it might be for you. The art and audio strategy, that's going to be minimal pixel art. So I think this is like, I don't know what ChatGPT uses, but probably like 32 by 32, I have no idea. So you just have these simple sprites, and then you just have simple sprites for a tile, so just a house, and then like the work. Then you have like a background, so this is yellow, this is green, and whatever. Then you can place your traffic lights if you want that. You can just find a simple sprite for now online. You can find a simple car sprite online. You can find a simple road sprite online. You can also make this like the road here super simple to make an A sprite. Even I can do it, and I got the worst grade possible in arts and crafts. Like if I were like in high school and got that grade, I would fail. So I think even I can draw the like road here, right? In different like directions, like the angle here, stuff like that. Very simple to make. The UI here also something that you can easily find online, and just download a font. Very simple. And then the last thing, you just find a basic sound effect. So when you place a tile, when you start day, or when you success, and when you like win and you fail, like that. So when someone reaches their destination, for example, play a little satisfying sound. When they don't, or when there's like a traffic jam build up, then play like failure sound, like oh, something like that. Yeah, I think this is good. Now we're just going to write this one sentence game pitch just to end things off, and that's what I usually say. If you can't describe your game and make it sound fun in a one sentence game pitch, then the idea is probably overscoped and not good. So let's do that. Yeah, so a minimalistic tile-based traffic puzzle where you place roads, you place the zones, then you hit run the day to iteratively fix bottlenecks and get enough commuters to homes, from homes to jobs before time and money run out. That's the one sentence game pitch. I think this sounds very fun. I will play this game. It's kind of like, if you play the game, it's like mini metro or mini highway. There are two different games. You can search those up if you want to. So yeah, that's it. If you want a step-by-step plan to release your first game in only 6 days, where I'll also walk you through how to like find game ideas like this that are not overscoped, and where you just generally have all the information that you would ever need, and the step-by-step blueprint to release your first game in only 6 days or less, then you can click the first link in the description if that's interesting to you. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video.